What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Dudeality podcast, where our motto is living comfortably uncomfortable. My name is Ian Perez, joined by Jonathan Mercado, Victor Rivera, and Chris Zora. We're four ordinary dudes with extraordinary dreams. Jonathan, take it away, dude.
Oh, what's up, everyone? Thank you for coming back to another episode. It's gonna be hard to follow up from Mr. Mike Tyson. If you guys I re-listened to that one. That one sounded good. What y'all think? I like the flow.
It was
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
It
was a good one to talk about. Again, you learn new things every time. I think we touch on a successful person or a celebrity. Like you learn and you actually get to appreciate them a little more. All right, you get to learn their human side and stuff like that. Sometimes you think, oh, celebrities have it easy, but like always, we don't know the road they took to get to where they were, right? Or they are. So it's always cool to learn something new.
Yeah, I agree with that. You don't appreciate, you just see the success that they've already accomplished and you don't really appreciate what work they put into it. And you don't really, like most people's stories, you don't even really know. Like, I'm sure there's a million celebrities out there or just famous people that overcame a lot of adversity or
they're going
dealt
through
with
it
a
right
lot.
now.
Yeah, they're going through it right now, or they've made it big and still dealing with it, and you just don't even hear about it because, it's not on the tabloids.
Yeah. Granted, I would rather cry in my Lamborghini than cry in my bedroom.
For sure.
Oh man, hey, anybody following along, just want to appreciate you guys for jumping on again. It's always nice to hear or even see the likes, the views, that you want to continue to grow with us, because like Victor said, each podcast we are all learning. Like the 1 hour that we do this podcast, we're actually learning. If 1 hour every week, you do the math for a whole year, it's phenomenal, right? It's just that growth and that accountability. And that's what I want to touch on at the beginning of every podcast is the accountability. Guys, if you don't have a group, I suggest you go get yourself one. And if you don't have anybody, we're right here. Like, hit us up, DM us. Maybe we can start a Facebook group and get something going so we can be interactive. But hey, Vic, lead us away, man. Mr. Extreme Ownership.
Yeah, I finished the book, man. It was actually a really good book. At first, it started off like, I don't know if I'm going to be into this book because it was like getting into details about like the Navy SEALs and stuff like that. But after, like, kind of grows on you. And I will say this, man, I've grown appreciation for people in the armed forces. Like, that is crazy. Like, Memorial Day just happened. So thank you for all those that served and gave the biggest sacrifice of them all, giving their lives. So definitely thank you for all their families, because those are hurting every time, right, we get to this time. But with that, kind of get me thinking, good new appreciation for all the veterans, everyone that went off to war, serves. It's crazy what people go through. So it's that's kind of what I took the most out of, even though obviously you got the leadership stuff and topics, but what stood out to me the most was that I was like, man, it's crazy. It's like a different world. You
just a better appreciation.
Yeah, you can't miss a beat. It's literally life and death for you or the person next to you. So it's super crazy. So I have respect for people in the Army, but even higher now.
Yeah, man. So you've been turning it on lately. You've been on your book, you've been on the working out, you've been on the leadership grind. You've been turning it on, and you've been keeping us accountable through your text thread. So we appreciate you, my man. Mr. Christoph. Yeah, I know where that name's from.
Frozen.
Frozen. I watch it like 1,000 times every day. Christoph is the guy.
No, the guy, yeah.
He's the guy. Yeah, so I finished up the Shoe Dog, the memoir about Phil Knight.
What'd you take from it?
And kind of like what Vic was saying about appreciation of like the armed forces, like I have a whole new respect for Nike in general. Just the way that everything that they went through to get to where they are today is insane. Like even when they were making millions of dollars, like over $100 million, and they're still dealing with adversity, with competition, trying to like do some shady stuff to make them have to pay so much more in like trade fees and all that to put them under. And just to see like every obstacle that he faced, he's like just winged it, and he just figured out a way to overcome them. And just it's makes me appreciate Nike a lot more. I mean, and I lost a little respect for Adidas based on some of the stuff.
Who's Adidas? I never wore Adidas ever. I've always been Nike, brother. Always.
I got some Adidas stuff. I got brands from everywhere. I got some. I wear. You guys are with that
mix matcher, bro.
Type of guys. Yeah, I wear.
Yeah, I'll wear
Reebok,
whatever.
Adidas.
Yeah.
Nike.
Respectful.
Walmart.
I'm just Mr. Ian, what's up, brother?
I finished my book, Green Light. Very good book. I loved it. It was like a movie in my ear.
Main takeaway.
Dream big, aim big, shoot for the stars, and if you miss, you still get something out of it. Basically it. There's really nothing bad that can that can happen from chasing big dreams.
I mean, you can get lost in space, bro.
I mean you get to explore space from that, so you find new stuff. But it was a good book. I liked it. I'm getting a new car tomorrow, so that's part of this week. Whenever everybody listens to this tomorrow or Friday.
Bought the Lambo already?
Yeah, I have about 2 of them. One for me.
Couldn't resist.
One for me. Yeah, other than that, just kind of, I think we kind of have a little bit of a cadence. I worked out 3 times last week, and I wanted to work out 3 times last week, so I got it done.
Awesome, man.
I need to run because apparently I'm playing basketball this week, and my body ain't ready for it.
Man, you got.
If the weather's good, I'll shoot with you tomorrow.
I'm gonna set a screen, but it's just gonna be my belly. The rest of my body is gonna be going the other way.
See, I thought I need to screen for me.
Just drop body.
Go straight Kobe. Come on, Vic. Going straight Kobe.
We'll see.
I want to see a Mamba. I need somebody to record Vic. I want to see highlights. I want to see ankle breaking.
Busting some Yankees.
I ain't gonna break it no one. I'm too slow.
Y'all have a book lined up for next month?
Think like a monk.
I haven't yet. I gotta look for one.
Yeah, I already started reading mine, but I can't remember the name of it right now. It's something to do with I think the spiritual laws of success, or the 7 spiritual laws of success. If I remember correctly, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think like a monk. Trying to see what that's about.
Green Lights last month, like within a week, so I kind of coasted on that for a while. And because I started Think Like a Monk, but since I've jacked my ankle up, it took my cardio away, and that's when I get my reading done. And so I just kind of been listening into the car, and I'm only in the car for like 10-15 minutes at a time, so it's been like little increments of Think Like a Monk. So I'm about to turn it back on since we are in a new month. And I'm always going to finish a book a month. Like, it's just that competitiveness in me. Even if I'm like 10 chapters left and I got 5 days, I'll devour that book. I'll devour it. As far as working out and everything's going smooth. I just got a lot of issues that I'm trying to deal with, but just finding a way to make it happen no matter the excuse, even though my body's broken. And picking a book for my son. My son's been on it. He's been on the book a month. I think the next book for him, he just finished the 5 a.m. Club. It's about morning routine, successful people creating great habits in the morning. So I'm thinking extreme ownership, because he's read all of Jocko's books already. My son's 13, and he's read all of Jocko's kids books already, and he's into Call of Duty, right? And so I was like, he's super into Call of Duty, and I was like, man, what could be that next book for him in the moment? Because that's usually how I like to pick my books. Like, what am I struggling now that could get me through the season that I'm in? And I think for him, for leadership, I want to encourage more leadership. And he's already like into Call of Duty, and Jocko tells wonderful story. Well, I mean, not wonderful. He's great at storytelling.
Paints a good picture.
So hopefully I can find that connection, and we'll see. So I'm gonna go. Desi doesn't think it's too much of a big boy book, but majority of his books are big boy books. So I feel like he can relate since it's Jocko. He's read the book since he's into Call of Duty. Hopefully he can make a connection and we can talk about it. But yeah, man, I got a fun topic though.
All right,
Yeah.
bring it on.
A fun topic. Have you guys ever done anything for your lady that was a total epic fail?
I did.
Yeah, so there's a laugh right there.
This is
brother.
way back. I was like 19, maybe 19, 20. We just got together. My son was like a baby, my firstborn. So I was working a lot. I was working 2 jobs or whatnot, or not 2 jobs, but yeah, I was working 2 jobs. So I was coming home late, and it was Valentine's Day, and so I really hadn't got anything. And so I stopped by Walmart all the way home. Like it's like 9:30.
You stop there, brother. You stopped at Walmart. You stop right there.
I got this candy and some cheap candy. I'm like,
Candy.
oh, it's good. She opens it and then she takes one bite. It's like a rock. Every piece of candy is like a rock. It's all bad. So that was a big fail for me.
Epic fail, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, you're still a kid though. Any of y'all got a good story? I got a crazy one.
No, I'm bad with surprises. Like I'll get stuff and I get too excited. I'm like, all right, babe, I was supposed to hold this for like this day. Here, I just can't wait. I'm too impatient for it. Yeah. So I guess if you could say it's a fail, it's a fail. I'm bad.
I'm sure there's been many times where I've failed. One that kind of stands out was just like last September, like for Miranda's
last week.
Dang.
No, it was for like Miranda's Dirty 30. Because we were supposed to go to Nashville, but then obviously COVID kind of changed that up. And then I had planned, like I got all these like fancy balloons for her. I even bought the helium tank to fill them up. I got all the things set up for her. And I was planning to set it up like the day of or whatever. I thought she was going to work because we were gonna have a thing for her on Friday. She had the day off. So the balloons decided that they were going to come, and the company decided to send it on a Saturday instead of Friday. So I had all these things planned out for her, and then I couldn't even use the balloons or anything. And then like I felt like there was just like every aspect of what I had planned out for that day just did not work out. So like, I mean, but we still had fun. Like we had people over and we still had a good time, but yeah, nothing went my way.
Gotcha, man. So it's epic fail. It's Desiree's 25th birthday. I'm a week out. I have nothing planned. I start panicking. And I was like, man, I want to go big. She loves Beyonce. I knew Beyonce was going to be in Dallas, and I'm scrambling for tickets, bro. Like scrambling
5 days before that.
I'm scrambling for tickets. I was like, man, if there's anything I can pull off, I can pull off Beyonce, bro. If I can pull off Beyonce, it's gonna be epic. And so there's no tickets on Ticketmaster, all sold out, man. And I don't give up. Like I'm gonna find a way to get my hands on some tickets no matter what I gotta do. Wink, wink. I'm playing. So I started like digging through like Facebook Market. I started going like Craigslist, bro. I'm like getting desperate. I run into some tickets. I don't know where I ran into them. I totally forgot. Let's just say Facebook Market, because Craigslist sounds weird. And I hope I didn't do Craigslist.
You probably did.
Sketchy.
I went to Facebook Market. Let's just say that. And there was 2 tickets, overpriced, obviously, because, it's Beyonce and I'm trying to get them late and they're sold out. And they were like in some great seats, like middle front, bro. Like not like up in the front, like it was like in the medium row, not front, not the back, but the medium row. And it's a big giant stadium where you can have nosebleeds, but it was like on the floor, medium row, like $400 a ticket. And I was like, oh, that's kind of steep. But I was like, I'm gonna do it anyway, right? And then so I reached out to the guy. He sent me my stuff. I got my tickets. I got them through Ticketmaster. Somehow everything seemed like legit, bro. Surprised her on her birthday, had her open it. And not on her birthday. Yeah, on her birthday, had her open it. She got all excited. I was like, yes, tomorrow we're gonna drive to Dallas. And dude, so pumped. This is when Beyonce is like huge. It's like, oh my gosh, I get to see Beyonce. And so we drive down there. And when we get to the parking lot, I get a text message from the guy I bought it from. He had bought it from somebody else.
Oh,
And he's like,
shoot.
bro, I just tried to get in. They're fake tickets. I'm in the parking lot.
Oh,
My throat is
shoot.
like super tight. I can't swallow.
Oh
That
my
sucks.
God, that's
Dude, I look at
horrible.
her. She's fucking smiling.
Oh
Wow.
no. Oh,
I'm like,
dude.
babe,
Can this
I got a
happen to you?
text. And she's all like, you see the tears, bro. Like, just see the tears. She's like, well, she's like shaking a little bit. She's like, she's super pissed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we can still try. Like, we may have got some good tickets. He may have got some faulty tickets. So it doesn't hurt to try. So we're in line. We're both like super nervous because it's a big line to get in. How embarrassing
Shoot.
to have to walk.
Yeah.
Dude, so I'm like sweating. We're in this line and we're getting closer and closer. And I'm like panicking. And I'm like, shoot, they scan it and it makes like a crazy siren noise. I'm like, oh my God. They're fake tickets, dog.
Oh
That
man.
blows.
So we sit in the car and it's like silence. Dead, most awkward
Dang.
silence. The freaking tension is as thick as what do they call it? Pie? I don't know, just thick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shoot, bro, like it's a 3-hour drive home.
That's
What
terrible.
are we going to talk about? No idea.
Talk about how great the concert was.
Dude, to make it worse, I'm like, fuck it, we got to go home, like right now. We drive away. Halfway there, my car breaks down. Check engine light
God
comes
damn.
on.
When it rains, it pours. God.
God, check engine light comes on. I'm on the side of the road, like can't do anything. Check engine light starts flashing, and I take care of my cars. It's a Honda, and I'm like, yo, I don't know what this is. My car's in great condition. It's an older car. Something happened, so I let it sit there for about 45 minutes. It wouldn't start, and it wasn't a battery. And then I don't know where the car just started working again. It was an air sensor mix ratio type thing, and it wouldn't get the right air mix. Something got stuck in one of the filters, and then I guess I started it again, and it came out. And
Was
so
it
I
a
got to
fake
go home.
Beyonce ticket?
I got to go home. But man, the reason I bring
that's
it up
terrible.
because she's watching the Coachella Beyonce right now on the Netflix or whatever, and she's like, you know what? I'm probably the saltiest moment was probably the day you took me to go see Beyonce, and I never got to see Beyonce. And I was like, do you remember that, huh?
Hey, but hey, at least
make that up somehow one day, bro.
at least that dude had was
Yeah, at
nice
least
enough to
he
let
got-
you know ahead of time, and then
he got
because he
screwed
could have
too,
just
bro.
not said it. Yeah, so but at
You guys
least
got
you were
both got
kind of
robbed?
prepared for it.
He gave
Like
me.
it would have been so much worse if you showed up and not knowing, and
Yeah.
and then
He
you
gave
got
me my
turned
money
away.
back. I had to haggle him for like 2 weeks though, but he gave me my money back.
That's
But
cool.
still, man, it was
Sucks, bro.
Big
Damn, that's
suicide.
crazy. I was gonna ask Desi about that story, but it doesn't look like she wants to
don't
relive
bring
that
it up,
at
bro.
all.
I might get hit. I
Hey
might get hit in
Desi,
the
you remember
throat.
that one time?
Nah, bro.
Sleeps
Those
in the
type of
sofa
stories you
that
don't bring
night.
That's funny.
Oh man. All right, man. Let's go ahead and jump into the topic. We had enough fun. We have actually, just a great topic. And I'm glad Victor, made this topic up for us because, we went into depth to studying it. It's called The Importance of Change. And man, the word change, it's scary. I don't think anybody likes the word change, and for a ton of reasons. And so we're going to talk about different types of change. We're going to go into the feelings of change. How come we don't like change? What are some ways that we can bypass that mindset, and some strategies to help us embrace change? Because as we know in self-development, if you have that growth mindset, change comes with change creates growth if you have an open mindset about it, right? So let's go ahead and dive in, guys. When we talk about change, what's the first thing that pops in y'all's mind? Because it can mean different things.
Yeah, well, for me, is change is something new that comes either through like a work environment, life environment, but something new that's out of your comfort zone or your normal routine.
Out of your control, huh?
Yeah, kind of throws you off a little bit, right? And it kind of puts you in that say uncomfortableness, right? Of like, and then but it makes you choose though. I think it makes you choose you got to kind of choose your reaction. You either go with it, you embrace it, you don't. But you have that uncomfortableness, right? So to me, it's something new that comes that doesn't make you feel good. It's type of scary, and then it puts you like in a fork in the road, like what I'm gonna do with this type of thing. But it's typically, and it also comes unexpectedly sometimes. Like it's kind of something that comes kind of sideways, like, oh, I wasn't expecting this change. So that's
Yeah, I have
kind
a
of
different definition, guys, because like it can mean different things, right? You can actually choose change. But I think majority of the time, since we want to help people improve, majority of us don't want change, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say that I feel like change could be like you can get excited for change or you can dread change because like you can get excited like maybe you were in a bad relationship or in a bad job and you got a new job, a new career or something. That could be exciting and like you're looking forward to it. But then there's also change where it's like, oh man, I have to learn something new. I just got comfortable doing this, or I just got used to doing this. But now I have to learn something completely different. I have to maybe change like how I go about my day or my the route to work or something like that.
yeah, and when it comes to change, say change happens, the same change happens to the four of us, we can all react differently. We can all respond differently, right? And I guess to some people, majority of the time, people are going to respond the wrong way, because what comes with change are, like Victor said, it's the unknown. It's unsettling. You lose control. You don't have any more control. You're out of routine. You have a lot of what ifs, right? You start what if, and you are dreading. You're dreading anything new, because now you're going to have to start learning something, right? And I think I have a quote, and it says, the most dangerous phrase in the language is, we've always done it this way. Why change it? And can you guys relate? Have you ever said those words? I've always done it this way.
Mm-hmm. Plenty of times.
Yeah, I think I said it or thunk it, for real. As well. Yeah, I don't know. I used that one word. I thought it. I don't know why I say thunk it.
I thunk it.
I
thunked it before.
There we go. My slang came out.
What slang is that?
He was mixing up thoughts and dunks at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think humans naturally, we're habitual creatures, like, right? We do certain things, we get comfortable, we just like how we do things. Like you said, like if change happens, all four of us will react differently. And then I think at the same time, we do things like in our lives differently as well, right? Like people like their food differently. It's just habits and stuff like that they kind of build over time. And those are the hardest things to change, like habits. And sometimes when change comes, it kind of what is it called, disrupts, right, what you already established.
That's a good word, disrupt.
Yeah, like
disruptive.
Disrupt.
I did want to bring one thing up to kind of play the, I guess, devil's advocate, sort of. So most of the time, change for us is we're comfortable in doing something, and then a wrench gets thrown in, and we have to panic and adapt to it. And what's weird is I don't do this whatsoever. Like if change comes in my life, it literally throws a wrench in my life, and it's hard for me to adapt to it quickly. But there are some people who their norm is change constantly. Like stuff has to be happening. Like just an example being like if someone's in a relationship and they're like, okay, well, after 6 months, typically it's gonna, shit the bed and it's gone. But after the 6 months, in their head, it's like, okay, this is getting comfortable. Well, this isn't right. It's supposed to be done. Well, hold on. This never lasts this long. Something's got to be wrong. Are they cheating? I just kind of want to put that out there, that there's that style of change where people just constantly hop around because getting comfortable is their change, and it's weird for them. But yeah. It's just,
Definitely
I guess,
see where
another
you're coming
thought.
from. That's actually a defense mechanism. So not all change is good change,
Yeah.
right? That's actually like a wall. It's going too good for me. Something I need to change something, right? Because
Mhm.
you're so used to whatever happened in your past. You got scarred. You throw in some walls.
I'm gonna go
And
before they
so
can leave me. Yeah.
that's actually a defense mechanism of taking a good thing and making it bad because you feel like maybe it's you don't deserve this, right? That's mostly the case.
Yeah,
I don't
so a lot
deserve
of
this
people
type
like
mindset.
self-sabotage their
Yeah,
own good thing that's
self-sabotage.
going.
Yeah, I think that's why this is a good topic, and I like that Big brought it up, is because it's you have to decipher if the change is good for you to go with it, or if it's like that kind of like fight or flight type of thing. Is kind of just reading the context clues around what's happening in your life. Because I
And
know
the
for a fact
change
that I don't do it very well sometimes.
and the change could be a good thing, but you may view it as a negative thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Perspective.
say, from my experience, maybe not y'all and things I've seen, change is normally, even if it may seem negative at first, it always has like a benefit at the end. I feel that when something changes, it's going to be for ultimately it's going to make you a better person, better at your relationship if it's a change on that, or at work or something like that. So I think ultimately change is something you should embrace, because it might feel negative at first or feel like uncomfortable, but at the end of it, down the road, you're actually going to be like, oh, I'm glad this happened.
So you're right to a degree, right? Because depending on the person and their mindset, right? So here's a quote. Change is inevitable. Oh, I'm pulling a Victor. Change is inevitable.
Edible.
Inevitable.
Now we're talking about something else.
You wanna try that one again?
Inevitable. Change is inevitable. But growth is optional, because I saw a quote that change is it's growth, right? Change equals growth. But then I saw another quote that just completely demolished it, and it challenged it. And I was like, you know what? That's right. Because like I said, if change happens to all four of us, some could go the wrong direction, some can go in the positive direction because it's optional, right? And so if you're someone, I think, and Vic always harps on this, is self-awareness. If you're somebody that does not like change, fears change, wants to be comfortable, you first need to acknowledge that you have a problem, right? Something is going on. If you're resisting change, you first need to come with that acceptance. All right, this is a problem. It's been a problem in my life. I'm getting kind of scared. I might want to go down the other end because that's what I'm comfortable in. I'm comfortable getting upset, getting mad, playing victim, right? That's just what I'm used to. And then you might have the guy to your right who's like, okay, let's embrace this change, knowing that ultimately, if you're open-minded, change is great, whether it be bad or good, because you can always learn from it and improve on it. And so how do you adapt? How do you dig into that mindset? Like, so you're naturally not wanting change. If you're listening to this and you're like, man, I can relate. I get anxiety. I get the sweats. I start the what ifs. I start to question everything in my head. I may get a little depressed. If you're feeling those things, then yes, you're you're more what?
Susceptible.
Susceptible. There you go. Susceptible to not go in the right direction when change happens. And why fight change when change is inevitable? So I figure we need to learn how to deal with it now. So how can we attack it if we know this is us? Because we all gotten here. You're not naturally embrace change. There has to be that point where you're like, all right, I need to open my mindset and grow, right? None of us started the self-development and had that growth mindset. At one point, I've always scared of change. Now I'm like looking to attack it because I shifted the mindset. How can we help somebody shift the mindset?
I think we're all just understanding self-awareness of like just knowing. I would say this, like if change happens, to just accept that you're gonna go through some sort of emotion, some sort of reaction. So there's something that's called the Valley of Change. Some of you guys might have seen it, to where they go to some stages, right, of emotion and reaction. And then when eventually gets out of it. So someone that goes into change goes into this valley, like pretty much like the valley, like down to like, not accepting change, in denial, then it's like some sort of either anger or questioning, and then you start into where you're opening yourself, you're accepting, and then finally you're kind of at that growth period. So I think everyone goes through that valley. You just have to understand it. How can I get through that valley quicker, right? And so I think if you can self-develop and kind of train yourself, all right, this change, is, I don't like this about it. I don't like this about it. All right, now let's look at the cons. All right, or the pros. Like, all right, accepting this change is going to help me do X, Y, Z.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the pros. Let's talk about the values. What are the values of change? Because if you don't value change, then you're automatically going to go to the cons. It's instant, right? Because you don't understand the values of change. What are those?
So one is the thing you say, growth, right? That's one. Change can help you grow as a person, right? And so either grow in areas of keep anything, right, in your life. That's one pro, and that's the big thing that I think it's growth.
So growth.
Also, yeah, you can gain knowledge, right? Maybe you're learning a new skill, right? You are at a job, and then maybe they changed the process for you. They upgraded their programs. Now you got to learn a new program, right? So it's an opportunity to learn new skills. So that's a pro.
Yeah, so you get to sharpen the skill.
Yeah.
Chris, Ian?
You can have monetary growth as well. Like you were talking about starting a new job, or starting a new career for that matter. Like you can go from making 10, 15 bucks an hour flipping burgers to whatever your next career path or your next job or career might be. Yeah, so yeah, that's one thing. Or there's also, how do I want to phrase this? You can just skip me for now. But yeah, the monetary part was the first thing I had, and then I kind of lost my train of thought.
At least you lose your
Hey,
train
where's
of thought
that sound
as you're
thing?
thinking. I lose my train of thought as I'm speaking. I'm like in mid-sentence. What'd I say? Well, where was I going?
Yeah.
Well, I do that too, and that's something I need to work. That's something I need to change about myself.
Yeah,
all good, brother.
Another one is just new beginnings could be a pro.
Yeah.
Right. You're ending something that was a negative, and now now you're starting something new, right? And that's more of a positive. I'm leading more like relationships or bad friendships or stuff like that. Or it's just job, maybe you hate it. Now you got a job you're gonna love, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, for sure. Ian, you got some? Or is that what you're gonna say?
Oh, y'all took all mine.
Oh shoot, my bad.
I think I remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, there's also changes like adding a family member to, like, adding someone to your family.
Yeah.
Or like a pet, even if it's not a human being. There's like something that brings you joy. That could be a good change.
Or a baby.
So yeah, like you guys said, something fresh, right? Change can add something fresh, add something new, can have some exciting. Change comes with opportunities. One door shuts, right? There's going to be plenty of doors that could open up. Like Chris said, you might get into a new job. That job might lead to somewhere else and maybe more monetary gain, right? So you don't know. You automatically want to do the what if, I'm screwed. No, you're not, right? So understand the value of change. Victor hit the nail on the head. It could change a bad situation into a good situation, right? You literally can get yourself out of a bad situation just by making that decision, making that change, and understanding it's inevitable. Like, I'm going to keep going back to that. Quit fighting the inevitable. It's going to happen. Let's learn how to deal with it. That's like you keep fighting with your wife. Stop. Let's learn how to deal with it and handle it better. Don't do the same thing over again because this is how it's done. Terrible. Like, don't. It's terrible. I'm glad I ran into that quote. I'm gonna get that tatted in my neck.
Please don't do that.
And a lot of people also, like, when there is a change, they automatically look at the negative part of it. They don't even, like, if you just sit back and take a second to just look at both sides of it, like,
pause.
I mean, you can realize, there's a lot that you can take from it, good or bad.
So here's Jocko. You get yourself in a sticky situation, bad situation. You know what Jocko says? Anybody?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Not just do it. That's Nike.
Yeah, that's
So actually, it's pretty funny and almost embarrassing. I was in a leadership meeting, and a leader was speaking about the Jocko, the book, Extreme Ownership, and she's like, "Who's read it?" I was like, "I just finished reading it." I was like all excited, and she's like giving us an example of leaders going through chaos, and she's like, "Jonathan, what would Jocko say?" And I was like,
Yeah.
like he says good, and I was like, yeah. Luckily she didn't leave me hanging too long. She kind of answered it for me, but she knew I was stuck. So shout out to her for saving me. I just finished reading the book and I was like, I don't know, what would he say? So yeah, you catch yourself in a sticky situation, a bad situation, a change happens and you're getting overwhelmed. Pause, stop, and I say good, right? Because that's automatically start thinking, okay, let's start looking at the opportunities with this, right? Because going the other direction is not going to do you or anybody any good at all. It's going to take you in that spiral. You've been there, you know where that's going to go. It's like when on The Matrix, when she's talking to Neo and she's like, look outside, you've been down that road before, you know where it goes. Y'all don't remember that part?
Yeah,
like,
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah,
When he's about to get out. Yeah.
and she opens the door. She's like, you've been there before. You know where it goes. Exactly. Like it's time for that change, right? So let's embrace it. I do have another quote because, all right, we now value the opportunities of change. We now understand it. So hopefully you're listening. Hope you can grab onto one of them. So when you come across change, I need to value change more often because that's going to push you to the more positive side. Whether, like Chris said, push you to the negative side. So we want to at least veer onto this side. Now, there are tools and ways to help you become a stronger, two ways to embrace change. Values is one of them, but there's this thing called adaptability. Who said it on here? Somebody said adaptability.
Chris said adapt.
One of them said adaptability. Well, there's this quote, and let me find the quote. Okay. It says, it's not the strongest person, not the most intelligent. It's the person who is the most adaptable to change that will be more successful.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. There's this book. There you go. If you guys want to read a book,
I'm gonna stop.
Is Who Moved My Cheese? I
forgot about that book. I haven't read it, but someone recommended it to me a while back.
This experiment with two mice is pretty much they put the cheese in the same spot every time for like I don't know how long, and then the guy moved the cheese. The people doing the experiment. So one of the mice just kept going to the same spot, hoping that cheese would be there. He died and starved. But one of the mice just said, you know what? I'm gonna look elsewhere. Maybe they moved the cheese. So, and then obviously he found the cheese. So one mice learned to adapt, while the other one just kind of stuck in their ways, type of thing. Kind of thought, you know what? Maybe I need to adapt to this. So so I 100% agree with adaptability. You got to kind of, again, open your mind to something new, right? To say, all right, this is not the same way anymore, right? It's kind of when they change the roads or the freeways or whatnot, you can't go on the same road if they changed it, right?
Yeah. I was actually asked that question, who would survive, the strongest, the most intelligent, or the most adaptable? And I would say naturally I was going to go the strongest because I'm going to eat somebody. No, I actually said the most intelligent, right? Because you're going to come up with a strategy to get yourself out of a situation. And I didn't even think about adaptability. And I can look at it over and over again, and it holds true, right? Through chaos, the person that's going to keep pushing the needle forward is the person who's just going to adapt and evolve and overcome. And that's literally called personal development. And so I ran into a TED talk. Maybe, I don't know if you guys ran into it, but she has a formula for overcoming change and how to get stronger at it, because everybody has a different level of how they can overcome somebody, right? Depending on their personal growth, their natural instincts and habits. Some people are better, not because they're just better, because they actually worked on it, right? And so that's what we're trying to get at today is, have that awareness, and let's find strategic ways to get better at it. And she hit the nail on the head. She said there is 4 ways that you need to understand when it comes to change. And these three of them can help you. One can actually take you in the wrong direction. And the first one is purpose. Purpose can help you with change. Can y'all give me some, like, maybe some, throw something out why you think purpose comes out with change, can help with change?
I think if it aligns with right, why you're doing something, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to, grow your business and whatnot, and then right, something changes. I'm like, all right, do I go with this change? Is aligned with my purpose? Is going to get me to where I want to go? Then all right, let's roll with it.
So yes, when you veer off or a distraction happens or a change happens, you can look at your purpose and it can bring you right back in, and you can still have tunnel vision, right? We're still going to veer off a tad bit, but you're not going to go spiraling down. And so there's a quote I want to give you guys, because I love quotes, but this one's by Winston Churchill. And it says, where is it at? Oh, if you stop and throw rocks at each dog that barks at you, you will never reach your destination. So if you keep stopping at these distractions, you're not going to be where you want to be. Versus if you can just be more adaptable and just keep pushing the needle in chaos, you're going to be way further along than the person who spirals out of control. And so the second, what are these? Help tips? The second tip?
Yeah.
You call them tips? Sure. I feel like there's a more better word. I'm not great with big words. I would like to use them. So if you guys have a bigger word to help me. Yeah. The second tip is going to be, if I don't mess this word up, it's kind of long. Inquisitiveness. I said it.
Bro. That was pretty good.
Jonathan's word of the day.
There it is,
the
guys.
definition.
I messed up a smaller word, inevitable.
Use it in a
Use it as
sentence.
right?
Use it in an adjective.
The word of origin.
All right. Why do you think this can help with change? Or do y'all know the meaning? Should we just start with the meaning?
I'm not even.
I think
Somebody Google that.
Well, inquisitive is just. I think it's like
didn't even
being
look it up.
curious, right? Asking questions about.
You're inquiring about it. Yeah, you're asking about it. Yeah.
So it's like researching almost, right? You're researching about the change. I'm saying if something happened to you, like being very what is it? Forgot the word. But
here's the definition.
Go ahead.
Given to examination or investigation, inclined to ask questions, especially improper ones. So you're curious. You're not afraid to ask dumb questions. All right. So being curious, I love that word.
What's crazy is we lose it as kids. Like if you think about your children now, that's all they ask. It's just every single thing. They're wondering what that is. And to them, there's no stupid question. There's no dumb question. And as you get older, you kind of, I guess your surroundings and what's happened to you in your life, you stop doing that out of fear of looking dumb or not wanting to find the answer or whatever reason you have. But we lose it.
I cut that out a long time ago. I asked dumb questions because I learned real fast. I don't get things fast as some people, so I understand that. So I'll be the one to ask all the stupid questions up front, or because I'm not afraid to look stupid. I might say some stupid words, and it is what it is. How's it? It is what it is. Who says that? Anyways, I guess I tried.
Everyone's.
Well, there was like a different, like a tone. It is what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Being inquisitive. To get you over the hump of or the fear of whatever's changing in your life. I think that being discovering, right, what the change will mean for you, for your family, or whatever your lifestyle is. And then once you kind of get the answers that you're looking for, you're probably more accepting and adaptable to that change.
Yeah. So it's getting better answers. So like, you have to learn a new job. And you're like, oh, I don't want to learn your job, but you don't even have the answers. But in your head, like you have this whole thing played out, and it's probably not as worse as you think, but you're not even asking the questions.
Yeah,
that could ease your pain. What you gonna say, Chris?
Yeah, like how many times can you think of like where you're thinking of a scenario that's going to happen when you're having you have to have a certain conversation, or you need to do something, and you're just worried about all the negative things that can go on, and then you actually get to that situation and it's like, oh, that was a piece of cake. That wasn't bad at all.
Woo.
Like, yeah, it's like so many people, just like I said earlier, like they dwell on the negative things about it that they're not even like, sometimes they forget to ask the questions ahead of time to see like how they can prepare themselves so they're not going to be worried about it when the time comes.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's true. A lot of people kind of stress over certain things, and then once you get to it, they're like, "Oh, why didn't I do this? Way before. A long time ago. I should have done this, right?"
I want to add a tip that goes into that. Having a council, a group of people that you can talk to if you're really stressing you out, that can really like center you. Be like, Jonathan, it's not that big of a deal, bro. Here's a scenario. You're gonna do phenomenal. I'm like, oh, you're right.
And if not a counsel, at least like a mentor or someone that
Yeah, a mentor. Don't do it with your friend who's gonna stress out because you stressing out. They're like, oh, girl, it's not gonna go good. Don't do
it. Or they're just supportive of your thoughts. Like they're just like yes men or yes
oh
women.
Yeah, for sure. All right, the third tip is resilience. Why is that important to change?
You can't give up. Like if you go back to your focus, you don't have a choice. Like as a human being in general, you can't give up. You give up, don't make money, you don't live somewhere, you become homeless, you starve, you can't eat. You don't have a choice. You have to keep pushing, keep fighting. And if you have a specific focus or reason in your life, like a family or a significant other to keep you going, you don't have a choice to give up.
Yeah, to add to that, like most people, when they're starting something new, there's going to be some struggles. So if you just give up at the first sign of like a struggle, then you're never going to get anywhere in life. And embracing those struggles and learning from those struggles is going to, like we've been talking this whole time, it's going to bring that growth, and you're going to come out way better than if you would have just backed out and went and just reverted back to whatever you were doing.
Yeah, guys, giving up is pain forever, but getting through it and getting on the other side is accomplishment and that feeling of less stress. Giving up midway through the beginning, you could be close to the edge and you give up, is like the worst feeling in the world, because guess what? You're gonna have to go, like it's always going to be there. And imagine just carrying that load on your shoulders, knowing that that's going to be there forever unless you get on the other side of it. So yeah, there's resilience. And everybody on these 3 tips that we're giving you, everyone has different levels depending on the experiences you've gone through, what you've worked on self-development wise. And so acknowledging these 3, because these are the 3 that are going to help you with change. But there's going to be this one that's going to take you down the bunny hole that you don't want to go in. And it's threat, like a threat, because everybody has a certain instinct. And so that instinct naturally wants to defend you. I think Victor spoke on this. It naturally wants you to be comfortable. Our minds are naturally wired to be comfortable. No matter who you are, I think that's just how it starts. Or you're just surrounded by people who want to be in the comfortability mode, and then you just download their perspectives, and now you have that. Right? There's not too many people that you feel like naturally are just get out of your comfort zone. I think that's learned, and then being around mentors. But this one can really destroy you, right?
Yeah, I mean, if it
fight or flight.
Yeah, I think again, it's like that emotion of oh no, this is threatening my way of life or the way I do things. In something, which the topic we're going to talk a little later, a little sneak peek. Maybe if your pride as well, like you don't want change, and you're like, no, this is the way I'm going to do it. It's the way I've made it. And closed-minded.
Like Jonathan said earlier, like this is just the way it's always been done.
Yeah.
Threat could be good, no? Like back to resilience, like a threat. Like I lost a job, I'm running out of money. Like that's a threat, no? So you have to push through to provide even more for your number one, which was your purpose.
Yeah,
but I get what it's saying. Like in a sense, like there are some threats that can push you in the right way as long as you see it as that.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So you have to acknowledge it, and you have to understand how you respond to threats.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody responds to things differently, but if you know and you're listening and you know you're that person, when there's threats that's going to challenge you in some type of way, you go run in the other direction. We got to go back to understanding it. How are you reacting? Take a moment and breathe and use one of those other three characteristics, not characteristics, other three tips. I feel like there's such a better word for that. Your purpose, inquisitive. I said now I can't even say
Inquisitive.
it no more. And resilience. Write those down, take a picture of it, put it on the wall, and maybe just Google these things and research them. Research these different areas. I want to call them tools, right? Because these are tools that you can sharpen. It's a habit. These are habits. Can they be habits? Yeah, we call them habits.
Can be
Characteristics.
I think that's the word you're looking for, is habit.
Maybe it was one of them. Characteristics. I don't think purpose is a characteristic. It's a habit. I'm
just stick with
that
tools.
God. You got to have
But
these things.
I have something to add. Like, I mean, you're saying the resilience, inquisitive, but that you're talking about threat being, that can be a negative thing. Another thing with change, what about risk? Because I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand with threat, but it takes it to a little bit of a different level. Because some people are afraid to try to do something new because they might risk everything that they have, or they might risk that, like we're all trying to be entrepreneurs, or we are entrepreneurs, and risking that guaranteed check for something that you don't know when you're going to get paid for. Yeah. Like that's scary for a lot of people. Like going back to comfort, like it's comfortable knowing that you're going to get paid every 2 weeks or every week or whatever, however you get paid, but just having those unknowns, it could be terrifying.
I got an answer for that, and only have an answer to that is, I didn't even write this down, but I had a conversation with somebody today who's an entrepreneur and who's running 2 businesses right now, and they're stuck in a hard place where both these businesses are they're stagnant, and they're trying to hold on to both. All right. And they don't know what to do. They're struggling. They're on the struggle boat. Both of them haven't moved in a very long time. And then so I was like, well, why are you holding on to one of them when your passion is this one? And naturally, it's a confidence issue. You don't want to let go of one, because now you put pressure on yourself to like, oh my gosh, here it is. Am I going to fail or succeed now? Like now everything's on me if I just do this one. So my natural instinct, I didn't think it was a confidence issue. I felt it was a way to use it as an excuse of why you're not doing good. I have 2 businesses. That's why I'm not doing good. I felt like that's like my natural instinct when I was going into this conversation. I was like, maybe you're using it as a crutch. So that's why I was like, why don't we just shift to one? But then we started to dig a little bit deeper, and it wasn't that this person was using it as a crutch. This person was using it because they didn't have enough confidence to go into one area and dominate it. We just dug deeper. And so to answer your question, when it comes to risk, you truly have to believe in yourself to make that jump. And then so that comes with some soul searching, because now you can't use anything as a crutch. It is you, yourself, and I. There's no more of anything you can say why you failed. And so if you're having the issues to make the jump, I think you need to start soul searching into the confidence area. Maybe you need to start reading about the confidence, because there's risk in everything. Some people just take the jump because they just truly believe that they can make that happen. I think most successful people somehow develop that confidence to make that happen. Like most of us are working on it right now, but I think that's the strongest point that I have. I'm just really confident to jump and know that I'm going to be okay and make that decision and believe and go run with it. And so, Chris, I mean, hopefully that can help anybody listening out. Is you need to work on some confidence.
And I have a little bit of advice, like, as well. Like, if you're someone who really struggles with change, it terrifies you, like you just get anxious from it, whatever, just try like even just changing something small, like maybe changing how you do your hair or the way you drive, like the route you take to work or to school, or just maybe trying a different brand of whatever it is that
Toothpaste.
that you eat. Yeah, just like just start out, or just start out with something small, and then like once you get used to that, you can move on to something else, or just add to that list, or just start changing bigger things.
That's a great way to build confidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because doing a big chunk off the back and you fail, like that's gonna put you right back
Yeah,
down.
it's
Like,
gonna you're gonna make you feel even less confident.
gut check. Good point there, brother. Good point. Anything y'all want to add?
We're good. I think we did
I'm
I
good.
think a good job of
Okay.
kind of painting a picture, giving people options, and then ourselves, just when change happens, we have tools, we got advice, right? Make little changes here and there. So that's good, man.
Yeah.
Shoot, I had to change what we were talking about today. I mean, I thought we were talking about something else. So I had to change my mindset.
Studied a whole different topic.
Yeah.
I mean, we got on the Zoom. He was all like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're not talking about that." I was like, yeah,
You're
but he
just
had to
better
adapt,
prepared
bro.
for the next one.
Be adaptable, guys.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's
Wrap it
get
up.
brothers.
Chris, what you got for the week, my guy?
I'm gonna read for sure. I need to get some credits for MRI. Like when you're in MRI or in any imaging modality, you have to get a certain amount of credits to keep your accreditation going every couple years. So I need to work on that. I want to work out as well. I haven't been able to work out this week, but I plan to get at least twice. Yeah, and like I said, if you want to ball tomorrow, I'm down as long as the weather's not too bad.
For sure. I'll let you know. Good stuff. Vic, what you got for the week, man?
I'm gotta choose my book. So I'm gonna search for a book and just continue on my exercise routine. My goal is to work 5 days a week now. So I've done 4 for quite a while. So I'm on my 3rd one already. So feeling good. Yeah, man.
Nice.
That's about it.
Jonathan, what you got, dude?
I'm just gonna continue the grind, keep self-developing. Just keep on keeping on with meditation, journaling, working out. The only thing I'm not doing is cardio right now, and it's really hindering me. But today I started my rehab on my ankle, so the faster I can fix that, the faster I can get to doing some cardio. So, but wish me best of luck on my rehab, man. This ankle thing is giving me a lot of issues.
You'll come through. Always do. For me, other than the car, I forgot to mention earlier, my son had his first swim lesson today. Dude loved it. I was so afraid he was gonna be.
Yeah.
He went in like shy, and just that's how he naturally is. He kind of goes into things apprehensively, but then he warmed up and he freaking loved it, dude. Just seeing his smile and no fear whatsoever. He's learning something new. I loved
That's
it.
awesome.
So
Cool, man.
Dominic, you can't, you really
Take
don't
notes,
understand it, but when you see this, son, I'm proud of you. But I have a quote from Richard Branson. It says, "Every success story is a tale of constant adaptation, revision, and change." Change is key. How you adapt to it, how you react to it, will determine how your future goes. So make sure you know you inside and out. As always, thanks for joining us today. Till next time, peace and love.